I'm chasing rituals, I'm chasing popular traditional celebration. Again, trying to experience them, to live them. So when I'm there, I'm not there to record, I'm not there to film, or I'm not there to photograph. I'm there to live. My focus is about trying to recreate connection between humans, non-humans, the invisible, the surroundings, because I think it's a human need to be spiritual. Rituals are a way to connect people together, and we are a creature of connection. We cannot live without connection. Thinking otherwise is just, I would say, a lie.
Hello, good day.
Hello.
We are in Mannheim and we are talking to Mira Ceti from Heilung. Mira, I would like to start this interview from just asking you how you started to be interested in music.
Oh, so it started a long ago. I was 6 when I started to sing in a little neighborhood choir in Paris, where I'm born and raised. So I started there, and after that, when I was 12, I became part of let's say children choir of a bigger scale, let's say. Like, this was kind of a professional setup. So I was rehearsing twice a week, and I did that for 10 years. We were performing in operas, we were doing musicals, we were doing a lot of things. Yeah. So I started pretty young to sing in big stage and big productions. So I became kind of addicted to that feeling and to this atmosphere of theaters, of velvet curtains and all of that. And after that, I decided that I needed to continue, right? So I was like, okay, how am I going to become a singer? Because this is really what I wanted to do. And so I started we call it in French, we call it conservatoire, which is like conservatory of music. So I started to study opera singing, but it didn't really work because it was a bit too competitive for me. So I looked around trying to find my voice, let's say, and I found this school that was teaching traditional singing from different parts of the world, and this is how I really began to learn these specific techniques we are using to sing traditional singings from different traditions. And from that, I started to build my own projects.
And Mira Ceti, the project, how it came alive?
It came alive in the basements of underground building in Paris, where I was living in community back then. With many people, and I started to make concerts with my loop station in the space we had at the time, which were basements, and that I used to decorate already at the time with branches and creating a whole universe around my shows. And it started very simple, very small. Me alone with some drums and maybe a little bell and my loop station.
Your project, it has very distinctive sound. It's you called Ancestral songs. Mm-hmm. Why is that? So can you tell me about idea behind these Ancestral songs?
So The idea is like I'm reinterpreting traditional songs that were carried through time by people. So it's oral transmission. So actually it's songs that are usually anonymous, like we don't know who created them first, but they belong to a people, they belong to a culture, and it's very difficult to date them. We don't really know when they came alive for the first time. And so this ancestral thing is like, it's really to reflect this lineage, this inheritage that we can still experience nowadays. Listening to this music, we can have a glimpse of what life would look like back then, or how they were living, or what they were thinking, or all these things. And also the melodies are really something. So we can really imagine and actually experience what they were hearing at that time, kind of, right? But through these very ancient melodies and ancient words, ancient stories that were carried again along by people from mouth to ear, from father to son, from mother to daughter. And so we are living in a time where everything is kind of globalized, and that brings, let's say, some advantage in a sense that we have access also, thanks to internet and stuff like that, to lots of material that have been collected, that are stored in library, that are stored in different, like, I don't know. So
like researchers, they collected.
Sorry?
Like ethnographers, they collect.
Ethnographers that collected. Also, we have access. Like nowadays, there is many people traveling around offering workshops, recordings, different type of recordings, different type of writings, different type of research. So it's really like, we have all this material that is available. And then there is this question of then like interpretation, right? Because like there is all this material available, but there is also always this question like,
do we reproduce it literally or not?
Yeah, this is it. But also, first of all, is like, who am I? And what is this song for me? And am I like kind of, let's say, does it make sense that I'm interpreting it, right? So it's really this question, because like, to me, I don't think we are by essence entitled to sing every song of the universe, because it's coming from a culture, a specific land, right? And so we have to ask ourselves all the time. I mean, this is my way of working, is like, okay, so what is my relationship to this culture? What is my relationship to this land? And when I say what is my relationship, it also includes the relationship my culture have with the culture of the song is coming from. So,
interesting. And I'm really interested to ask like how you feel it, because one can say, why not just take any song and just perform it and don't focus really on should I perform this song, how I'm related. So why it's important that we find that connection?
Because music, sounds, and culture is not neutral. It's not something that just came out of the blue. It's something that comes from a specific territory. It's something that comes from a specific culture, specific people. and it took years and thousands sometimes of years to develop, and it's really like weaved into the lands originally, right? So what you hear when we hear the diversity of the vocal expression traditionally, we can really recognize also the way they were living in their landscapes. You're not singing the same way if you are singing from one mountain to another to communicate, or if you are singing in very kind of small intimate space of a house, of a long house, or whatever. It's not the same at all. You're not singing the same if you are, let's say, a sailor on a river, or if you are a woman on the field, or if you want to put a baby asleep. So yeah, traditional singing is an expression of people, and in that sense, it's absolutely not neutral. It carries a lot of meaning. It carries a lot of symbolic. It carries sometimes struggles. And what we can also notice is, like, when we are speaking about colonization, one of the first things the colonizer do is forbidding people to speak their own language, to sing their songs, and to tell their stories, and to practice their spirituality, right? Because this is how you relate to what is around you. It's how you are creating bonds, how you transmit knowledge, how you transmit like values and stuff like that. So yeah, there is a lot of respect to have when you're approaching this emanation of culture. And yeah, so to me, it's really important to also realize that my body, who I am, is not neutral. I am not neutral. I am a French woman, right? And therefore, I am also shaped by my own culture, and I'm also shaped by my own history, right? And I have also a very big responsibility in looking at where I'm coming from, what is the history that we are carrying as French people, let's say, right? And how are we going to approach different culture? And then there is a more personal level, which is what is my application, what is my dedication to learn this or that, or yeah.
Yeah, and when you interpret a song from another culture, how do you try to do it? Are you trying to like find out what was the context and all those connections, all this background for the song, or are you instead trying to kind of bring together your culture and that culture? How does it, what is the result?
So I think by a sense, I'm bringing something from me, okay? Because I'm singing through my body. I'm singing through my own mouth, which is also shaped by my accent, right? It's like when I'm speaking English also, I have this French accent, right? So it's like, as I said, I'm not neutral. Therefore, I will always interpret something from my personal being, right? My own being. But I will always try to be the more accurate and the more precise in the way I'm interpreting those songs. I will like listen over and over to the pronunciation. I will really take a very deep look and hear, let's say, at how, like, even every little notes, every little waves of the music.
Nuances. Yeah, nuanced stuff.
Yeah, because it's how you respect the song. If the song is coming from, like, let's say 500 years ago, and I'm starting to distort it, then the transmission is broken, right? But what I'm adding to the songs, and that's why I'm also saying, like, what I'm doing is like inspired from, right? It's inspired from these songs, or this song come from here, but there is always something I add, which can be maybe like some different harmonies, maybe, or I will add also all the musical production behind it. So I will give another, let's say, a look or interpretation with the choice of sound material and sound design and production that I will add to the song. This is my contribution.
What cultures are most prominently featured on your records so far?
It's very difficult because I don't really. This is why it's a bit hard to define my work, because I don't have one culture I'm really featuring. I mean, I'm mostly featuring in my work. What I'm fascinated with is like really relationship between people and their environments. This is my focus. My focus is about trying to recreate connection between humans, non-humans, the invisible, the surroundings, and how we can recreate balance. This is what I'm working on. And for that, I am exploring different culture to try to really understand what it is, to try to really to have a global view on what it could be, what were the answers they had, what were the way of living and relate to each other and to what was around them.
Yeah, did you by chance were an ethnographer yourself, or?
No, not really, but I traveled a lot, and I'm like kind of chasing for rituals. I'm chasing rituals. I'm chasing popular traditional celebration. Again, trying to experience them. To live them. So when I'm there, I'm not there to record, I'm not there to film, or I'm not there to photograph. I'm there to live. I'm there to live, to feel what it is, to really be immersed in this celebration where it's not about like artist and audience. It's about a whole community being together and living different time of the year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned rituals, and you mentioned something that is like not just people. So I guess we're touching a little bit spirituality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your relationship with different spiritualities? Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah. So I think I would define myself as an animist. So as a person who believes that everything that is alive, created, or that is around us has a spirit. So this is my way of relating to what is around me. Yeah. So it includes many different things.
I kind of was wondering when I was making this interview questions. We now live in this kind of very highly urbanized world, and most people, they got to live in the megapolises and big cities, and there is very little nature. There is very little kind of spirituality going on basically in daily life. I wonder why now there is that demand that we see for folk music and for rituals. Why people are getting interested in that kind of folk and neo-folk music and culture in general?
Because I think it's a human need to be spiritual. It's something like one of the first thing we've like archaeolog discovered, or like it's like we started to do like rites for the dead. We started to do like to have statues or to have paintings and stuff like that. We still don't really know what it is for sure, but there always was a relationship between humanity and something beyond, because this is just natural to me. I think it's natural because we are inside the web, we are inside something that is bigger than us, and we don't have answers. We think we have answers, but we have mostly no answers. So there is something beyond our reach, and living in a world where this is not existing is really sad. It gives nothing, but then death has no meaning, and life has no meaning as well. If we are singing in terms of something very so narrow somehow, then there is nothing magical anymore. There is nothing. There is no value to life. There is no meaning to life. There is no meaning to death. There is just like. So I think it's a human need, and also rituals are a way to connect people together. And we are creature of connection. We cannot live without connection. Thinking otherwise is just, I would say, a lie. This is not possible. Because, I mean, today, even if I'm living somewhere, I don't know, out of civilization, I will always use, I don't know, maybe, let's say I'm not using anything made by humans. I will still use wood to create a shelter. I will still use water to drink. So we are connected. It's just impossible to not be connected, just for life to sustain itself. So ritual is also a way to celebrate the connection and to feel the connection, to experience it, and trying also in that sense to create dialogue, to really like say, hey, we are in need of sun, we are in need of water, we are in need of a good harvest, we are in need of health for children. So this is really, I see ritual as dialogue, but as a very poetic dialogue, because you're gonna use specific costumes, or you're gonna use specific chants, or specific poetry, or specific words, specific language. You're gonna use fire, you're gonna use many things, right, to create the dialogue, which is just, to me, it's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you for this. I think like people who gonna watch it, I hope there will be some watchers. I think that's a very good message.
Mm-hmm.
And I myself like feel that without some kind of connection, it is really like I don't feel whole.
Mm.
Even if I don't practice particular rituals, particular religion, even there is still some longing for this connection. Maybe that's why we all go to Heilung concerts.
Yeah. But there is many ways of connecting. You don't have to be like performing specific ritual or specific things to feel connected. Maybe you just need to, like, I don't know, walk in the forest and listen. Really listen. Or maybe you just have to sit somewhere and just feel the wind on your skin. And then you will start to experience this connection. I think connection is something that is not something mantle. It's not something that you like just. It's not something that is stay at the level of cognition, but it's something that is really must be felt. And there is many ways of feeling it. Spending a nice moment with a friend is also spiritual somehow. Sharing a good meal is spiritual. Really sharing it, like really being in the moment and experiencing it and just be there. Celebrating, grieving is spiritual. All the things that carry deep meaning for us, and that we really must feel. I think this is also it's a thing.
Yes, I totally agree. I had that a little bit curious question. So we are talking about that folk music and folk roots, and then we had hundreds of years of civilization when other stuff was composed that you probably studied when you were in that opera hall.
Yeah.
So on. I wonder how they all connected. Like, is the more modern culture totally abandoning folk, or is it they somehow still have some connection? Just I was thinking, like, we are talking about folk, like, okay, roots, everything, connecting to rituals and connecting to indigenous sources, but what about the culture that we developed later as a civilization?
I think it really depends on how you perform things and how you experience things. I think in modern culture there is many moments where people can really feel this like expression of community. I think there is many moments where people can feel they belong as well. What is interesting is trying to see the continuity. Trying to like see what is this need that we are always pursuing somehow.
Well, I was just interested about, like, so we started from folk music, like, as a civilization.
Yeah.
There was that folk
and
rituals and pagan stuff. Then,
well,
Christianity came, and in some regions, if I recall correctly, we have all those syncretic situation where you have Christian roots, but also some paganish stuff going on. And I'm just wondering how this whole spirituality, like, transformed by civilization as a whole. But it's maybe it's a huge question.
Yeah, it's a huge question. I think it's really this thing that is transforming itself. So if we are speaking about Christianity, right? To me, there is different forms of Christianity. There is a Christianity of the dogma, the Christianity of the church as an organization, as a way to put pressure on people, as a way to dominate, okay, to control. But there is Christianity of the folks. And Christianity of the folks, what you can like witness, for instance, I'm going to take the example of France, okay? There is like the way they are practicing Christianity is very, very linked to the earth, to the ground. It's linked to the season. It's linked to let's pray whatever sent for the rain. Let's pray whatever sent for like to protect us from the thunderstorm, right? So it's like it's just another shape, but it's still people expressing their love. It's still people expressing their hopes. It's still people praying for this and that, and of course
there are still rituals in Christianity.
Completely, there is still rituals, and what is interesting also is to really trying to decipher in the ritual what is more ancient, what was there before, and what was like just like kept by people in this like shape of Christianity because they didn't have choice because of this dogma, because of this like big institution trying to control their lives. But what were their tricks? What were the things they never gave up? and continue to perform in another, let's say, shape. So this is very interesting because this is how we can retrace stuff. This is how we can maybe find very old belief or very old pattern or behaviors.
I meant to ask about a little bit about your music videos, and so I watched like several of them. And for instance, Oscar Miller, there are those figures there. There is like small figurines that you start to do something with in the beginning of the music videos, and there are dancers that are like faceless and with some masks, and there are like a lot of costumes. So what is the meaning of the video? What are those little figure? What is the thing?
Okay, so this song is a song I wrote actually. So it's not a traditional one. It's a song I wrote in Basque language, and it's an acknowledgement and let's say a song of gratitude for all the blessings that we receive in this life and on the other lives. So it's also a song that speak about lineage, speak about like the continuity of the blessings that were given to our forefather, and that allow us to be alive, and also about our duty to preserve this heritage, to give it, to continue life. And the story, more specifically of the video, is that I'm going to the deserts. So we were shooting in the desert in Spain, the desert of Monegros. And I'm coming to the desert to communicate with ancient forces, because in my mind it was also a place where that was a bit kind of, let's say, untouched somehow, because it's very hostile for human. You can't really live in the desert, so it was really like this idea of going there to try to get in touch with spirits, guardian of the place. So in the video, my character is kind of performing a little prayer, a little ritual with this statue, which is inspired from the Paleolithic Venus. So this figure, like, who have very generous breasts and like a lot of flesh, that we found a lot of them in different caves and so. So my character is performing a prayer, and then she's crossing the veil. She's crossing this, let's say, dimension, okay, and she enters in the spirit world. So this faceless dancer, they are representing the spirits. They've seen me before I saw them, because they see me coming. They are guardian of the place, but me, I'm not able to really see it until I'm in this like trance state, where like this altered state of consciousness where I can like see them. So for that, I'm inspired by like practices like shamanism and witchcraft, where it said that witches or shamans in the Siberian tradition are able to cross the border of our human world to navigate in different worlds. So this was what I wanted to really kind of tell, to remind like that there were people and there is still people able to travel in different realms. And what we see is not the only truth. It's not the only reality.
And most recent music video, Sacrifice, that is basically the entire music video, well, it's you in that, again, elaborated, sophisticated costume that is also happens in Uriat music video. So what is this costume?
Okay, so it's not me performing in this costume. It's a performer, but she's incarnating, she's embodying winter. So she's a spirit of winter. And so we see this character in Uriat, in the beginning of Uriat, as like the transition between winter and spring. And in Sacrifice, it's really her story, the story of this spirit that sacrifice itself in order to allow spring to come. And this sacrifice is made willingly, knowing that everything is a cycle. So knowing that spring will come, and then summer, and then autumn, and then winter again. So to sustain the life of winter, winter must die. This is how nature is born, and this is also the very, very beautiful knowledge that everything has a time. We cannot live in endless summer. We need summer to harvest, then we need winter to rest, right? And it's hard. It's not a very pleasant moment. Usually, it can be harsh, but it's necessary. So this is the wisdom of season, I would say.
And also Uriat. So there is avant-garde costumes, I would say. Those really, what do they mean, and how you come up with this narrative with that costumes? Who is making them?
I am making them. Not the masks. The masks were made by a plastician, but like the design of it is something. I mean, I work with people. I exchange with some friends and that are working with me, and then we come up with ideas. So in Uriat,
there is an acknowledgement that you are grateful to some bat.
To the bats, yeah. So yeah, the meaning of the costume in Uriat are it's again spirits. So you have the spirits of winter that I talked already about. There is the spirit of spring. So the spirit of spring, there is a main character. So this like a very big entity, and then there is the followers of the spring who are making a lot of sounds because they have like their heads are little bells. And then there is my character, so I'm always playing human. I'm always a human because I'm the link between the spirit and the humanity, community, the human world. But there were also moments where we shoot in a cave, and this cave was very famous for the bats. There were hundreds and hundreds of bats back then. Now they mostly disappear. There used to be hundreds. Now there are only a little dozen of them. Together with the artist, her name is Rouge Cendre. We were creating a mask together, character together, and she was also filming. We had the idea of depicting me also as a bat, to be more included in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have that question. Why in your project you choose this kind of unconventional sound? It's like it's not almost not rhythmical, if you know what I mean. So it's very different from modern sound. Is it because it came like that from some old sources, or did you invent it yourself, that this approach to sound?
I'm creating all the music. I'm in let's say, instrumental production with my friend n.hir, which is he is a sound designer and a producer of experimental music. A part of his work is really about experimental music. So we developed that taste together of something which is like, yeah, I don't know. It's not really something I like kind of did in purpose. It's just happened like that. It's like, oh, what do I want to hear? I want to hear that. Oh, what do I want? And also trying to give a sensation which is like a bit timeless. So yeah, so this is like, I really work on like, what are the sounds I like, we like, and we start from here. So there is no really restriction or limits on what we want to express, in the sense that there is no, it's not a predefined gender. We just want to respect the spirit of the song. The spirit of the song, like, is it a sad song? Is it a joyful song? Is it a song of power? Is it a song of grieving? What is this song? And then we are trying with the music to create the atmosphere of the message of the song, the meaning of it, right?
Yeah, so you create a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you say you started from loop station.
Yep.
So what are the instruments that you use now in the project?
A loop station.
Yeah, tradition, roots.
Yeah, no, and then we are using a lot of different material. A lot. It can go from I don't know. We are using rocks. We are using branches. We are using plugins. We are using a lot of. We are using synth. We are using drums. We are using electronic kicks. We are using. It's very, very, very diverse.
It's very interesting to see how, like, basically the ancestral things are blended with extremely modern technology.
Yeah.
It's like both with your project and with Heilung.
Because this is who we are now in the history of humanity. I mean, we are in this world where there is technology, and for creating music, it's kind of crazy, the possibility it gives. It's so it's really a choice to reflect on this syncretism in between sounds. It's showing a little of our worlds right now, and also showing that we can blend let's say, tradition with something more actual. Then
I wanted to ask about Heilung. Obviously, a part of Heilung, and some people, they are curious maybe about how we ended up in Heilung. So how it happened?
I joined Heilung because so obviously I discovered them in 2017. So when I look at the first videos, it was like, oh wow, I recognize a part of me there. I was like, wow, this is so familiar, and in the meantime completely astonishing to witness that wow, there is people doing that, doing exactly what I feel. And then in 2019 they put an audition post on Facebook. So I applied for the audition and to become a warrior, and I have been selected. So, yeah, I have been chosen to be on stage. And then after that, I have been asked to become a singer because they were looking for a singer, for a female singer. So I joined at that time after that 2 first shows, where I really felt a very, very deep connection. Like, it was really like if I met a family that I had, or I don't know, it was really like, it was a very, very clear, logical, felt connection. Yeah.
And the painting you have on the face, how do you invent it, or what does it mean?
On stage with
Yeah.
Heilung? This was a vision that Kai had, and since then we are doing it. So it's like this red thing, and then stripes, black stripes, and so it's like inspired by runes, but it's not runes. It's shape that I'm doing. Yeah.
All right, thank you for this chat.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with your tour, and good luck with your project. I am absolutely looking forward to hear more from Mira Ceti.
Thank you very much. Thank you.